Anxiety in Abia State ahead of rerun elections slated for tomorrow as the gladiators ready to outpace each other. Particular attention to the Abia North Senatorial District election. And spotlight on late Chief Obafemi Awolowo's political ideologies and the lessons for modern Nigeria, especially at a crucial moment in Nigeria's history. That's the focus on the program. Thank you for joining, everyone. I'm Sheung Okinbaloye. Let's first of all take a look at some of the top political stories.
Political roundup on Channels Television. Here are your top political stories this time.
And now we begin with the warm reception in Enugu today after the former chairman of the All Progressive Grand Alliance, Abia, and a candidate of the party for the Anambra Central Senatorial District rerun election, Chief Victor Ume, arriving at the Enugu airport today after regaining his freedom from the custody of the Department of State Security Service, the DSS. Chief Ume was arrested at his home yesterday morning by operatives of the security agency and was taken to their head office in Abuja, where he was questioned. Arriving into a warm embrace and rejoicing from family members and political associates, the politician was released early this morning. He told Channels Television that the Secret Service inquired several issues from him, ranging from the situation in the Southeast region and some statements said to have been attributed to him. The service has not come out to state exactly the reasons they took the former Afghan national chairman. And away from the southeast to the southwest, precisely now in Ondo State, the opposition All Progressives Congress, APC, says it will not participate in the local council election slated for April this year. The party says its reason is majorly for the court case hanging over the exercise. The party also welcomed PDP members who defected from the ruling PDP. And such moves are, commonplace when an exercise such as the governorship election are ahead. Ondo State will go to the polls to elect a new governor in September this year. Some of the leaders of the party speak about their decision to opt out of the local government elections.
Not because we are not ready. Yes. Or are you not ready? We are ready for local government election. Yes. But there are issues around it that makes it impossible for us, for now, to be part of that process. First is the fact that there is a pending case in the Supreme Court that has not been resolved in the issue of Ondo State local government.
A case questioning the dissolution of the council, the elected council, and part of the reliefs being sought at the Supreme Court was reinstatement of those that were illegally removed. As long as that case is pending, it is illegal for the government of Ondo State to conceive an idea of conducting a fresh election.
You're up to date. Those are your top political stories you need to know.
Well, let's now move to the rerun elections. Now, it's slated for March the 5th, 2006. INEC has since been conducting several rerun elections, like we show you the calendar now. The highest number of such in almost 2 decades, where the courts will nullify elections, and over 80 of them from late last year to early this year. Just as we show you from INEC's timetable for the exercise, Bayelsa, Abia State and Anambra is expected to go to the polls, but Anambra, which was earlier scheduled, will not, because the court has ordered that the Anambra Central rerun be postponed indefinitely, and the reasons are simple: to give room for the PDP to field its own candidates. Don't forget that the nullification was because of the primaries which saw the emergence of the PDP candidate. But our attention will be on the Abia North Senatorial District rerun election. The Court of Appeal in Owerri had last year sacked Senator Mao Abia of the PDP and ordered the electoral umpire to conduct a fresh election for the senatorial zone. The PDP candidate Abia was declared winner of the April 11 election. The former governor of the state and the candidate of the PPA, Ojus Okalu, challenged the outcome of the exercise. In the judgment of the appeal court, Justice Zimbabwe noted that the senatorial poll which produced Abia of the PDP was marred by what he referred to as high-level irregularities and that the results were mutilated. The judges therefore ruled that it was better for a fresh election which would be transparent and credible because the previous poll, according to the court, was marred by fraud and the results were mutilated. Let's now take a look at some of the gladiators for the exercise. That's Mao Abia there on your screen, the PDP candidates, and of course that of the Abga, David Ogba of Abga, Inanna Lancaster Okoro of the APC, and Oji Uzo Kalu, a former governor, two-term former governor of Abia State, Oji Uzo Kalu of the Progressive People's Alliance, PPA. Well, INEC has been preparing for this exercise, and let's take a look at their preparation. The Independent Electoral Commission is preparing for the exercise, which promises to put to test once again the popularity of its politicians. The umpire assures for its readiness for tomorrow's election.
2 days ago, we had ICCS and all political party meetings here, and in the process, our sensitive materials were delivered. So we received it from Central Bank in front of all the political parties, security agents, and brigadier generals of the military. So yesterday, the materials were distributed and sent to the local government areas. So even at Rochukwu, they have arrived yesterday, and there should be no problem in all our sensitive materials being in all the local governments. So we emphasize that people come out on time and do their voting. And that's what's very important because it's going to save us some little time. They say time is money, our money is time. What it means is that we're going to start both accreditation and voting at the same time. Once you accredit, you vote and you go home. If you want to stay, you just give distance and stay. So it's going to start at 8 o'clock and end 2 p.m. But anybody in line before 2 p.m. must be allowed to vote. In Abia North Senatorial District, this covers only 5 local governments, and that's Arochukwu, Ohofia, Isukwato, Bende, and Umunoch. We have one senatorial district, which is what I just mentioned, plus 1 House of Assembly in Arochukwu, and I think another one in Umunoch. So also in the central sectors, you have Ikuano and Umuahia South. Then when you get to the southern senatorial district, you will see Osisioma, Ishialangwa, and Abia North. So all these ones, all the materials has been delivered yesterday, and we're ready to go.
That's the INEC rec there in Abia State. Of course, you know that things are going to change slightly from what we'll be seeing in some of these elections. You remember what happened in Bayelsa State the last time during the governorship election. INEC also, they experimented with simultaneous accreditation and voting, which looks so much like INEC is going to adopt that particular pattern now. What that means is, you remember what happened in the general election, where when you went to the voting area, you got accredited at about 8 a.m. and about 12 noon, the accreditation exercise ends. Basically, accreditation is for you to get your name on the register, and at the end of the day, you get verified with a card reader device. You remember right now, of course, and from there, you wait for about 30 minutes to get counted on the queue, and afterwards, you wait for the voting exercise. And of course, you know that in INEC's guideline, when you queue up, they count, the INEC official counts how many people are on the queue, and afterwards, that no person will be able to join at the end of the queue. That seems to be changing right now. So what we'll be seeing, just like was experimented in the Southern Ijaw election, was that when accreditation happens, as soon as you're getting accredited, you will go to the voting booth and cast your ballot. That's the new system now. We're hoping and we're looking forward to how that will work. 8 a.m. and the exercise will terminate at 2 p.m., all things being equal. That's the new plan for INEC. But let's look at what the security plan is. It's going to be a very big one for Abia State tomorrow, because this particular senatorial election, you know what it means when you have a former governor and the ruling party being in a tough contest in this manner. Usually we'll always had Abia, PDP and APC, major frontline parties in the southeast. But this time around, one of the founders of the PPA, Ojo Kalu, who was a former governor, is in the race. And you know what this means? Naturally, it's going to be a very intensely contested exercise. Let's take a look at what exactly are the plans of security agencies in the exercise. It will be a major thing to look out for on a day like this. What's the readiness of the police and other agencies?
We are ever ready. Today it's Friday, tomorrow is election, but we've decided to be in position now so that we can understand the ground, and gain the ground, and make sure that all the areas concerned, the 5 local government for the senatorial district, and the other local governments 5 for the constituency election. We've mapped them out, we've identified them, and we've deployed. And we made it very clear that the safety of the electorates, those who will vote, the staff of INEC and other ad hoc staff, including the NYC, the electorate themselves, the observers, and particularly those who will come to vote. We have an eye on them to make sure that there's an atmosphere that is conducive, there's an assurance of safety, so that they'll be able to exercise their franchise.